you and put you into one of their cryo chambers kept at minus 196 degrees Celsius. That's where you're gonna wait until hopefully one day technology is advanced enough to be able to unfreeze and revive you. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? There are already 200 of the so-called cryonauts. But while Alcor is more like a last resort type of option, there are some other pioneers out there right now making unbelievable progress in the field of anti-aging.
Whenever you meet a fundamental human need, there's a market. And in this case, the market for age-related disease and aging is $1 trillion market.
You might have seen around that Jeff Bezos is vehemently funding longevity projects. Earlier this year, he powered an astonishing investment of $3 billion into a biotech startup company called Autos Labs, which goal is cellular rejuvenation programming to restore cell health and resilience, with the goal of reversing disease to transform medicine. There's more. Google founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page helped launch Calico, a company focused on the genetic basis of aging, a secretive venture that's tracking mice from birth to death in the hope of finding markers for disease like diabetes and Alzheimer's. Calico is part of Alphabet, the holding company that owns Google. Bill Maris is the founder and first CEO of Google Ventures. He is the creator of Google's Calico project, which launched in September 2013.
Why does Google really care about extending life and aging?
I think Google is interested in some of the very large societal problems that we can help make the world better, and aging is one of those problems that society is going to be facing more and more over the coming years. The number of people over the age of 65 in a couple of years will exceed the number of people under the age of 5, and the care for people as they get older and as they get sick, the costs are just mounting both to themselves, to their families, and to society. So how can we allow people to live healthier?
If rich people and big tech companies started investing billions in this industry of extending human life in the past decade or so, this means only one thing. The potential future of such technologies is enormous, and there are solid improvements in this area already here. Improvements that in the last few years are rendered the best, to my opinion, by one optimistic scientist that stands out from the crowd. Dr. David Sinclair, a co-director of the Paul F. Glenn Center for Biology of Aging Research at Harvard Medical School. He is known for his research on aging with a focus on epigenetics. Dr. Sinclair talks about extending the so-called health span, or the time we live without any major diseases and feel comfortable living. One of his go-to mottos is that we need to stress our bodies for short periods of time now and then to help it regenerate cells, age, and thus live longer and healthier. In his book, Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to, he wrote the following, quote, "In this way of thinking, cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and other conditions we commonly associate with getting old are not necessarily diseases themselves, but symptoms of something greater. Or, put more simply, aging itself is a disease, the most common disease, one that not only can, but should be aggressively treated. Aging is simply a loss of information." Dr. Sinclair, his team, and other scientists have determined that aging itself and the diseases that come with it are the result of multiple hallmarks of aging. Those are genomic instability caused by DNA damage, attribution of the protective chromosomal end caps, the so-called telomeres, alterations to the epigenome that control which genes are turned on and off, loss of healthy protein maintenance, metabolic changes, mitochondrial dysfunction, accumulation of senescent zombie-like cells that inflame healthy cells, exhaustion of stem cells. Researchers began to cautiously address these hallmarks, and you can slow down aging. Slow down aging, and you can forestall disease. Forestall disease, and you can push back death. And if this sounds a bit complicated to you, don't worry. The only thing you need to understand from that is that scientists already know exactly what causes biological aging and death. It means they only need to find the proper ingredients which can forestall those processes when needed, so we can slow down aging or don't age at all. Take stem cells, which have the